Okay, so you guys probably know this company called Makeship. They make plushie dolls for different YouTubers or games or whatever, right? They just make plushie dolls based on usually something related to the internet. If you guys know U2s, it's basically a pretty similar company to that, but yeah. Which, before we get into the topic of today's video, I'd like to say that if any Makeship employees are watching this video, put in the good word for me, tell them Acheeto wants a plushie. You know, I'll sell them. I'll sell all 300 of them that you need to meet the criteria. But yeah, I know Makeship is actually a pretty good company. A lot of my YouTuber friends have their own plushie dolls that you can buy on Makeship, so I've only heard good things about them. And one of these friends who has his own plushie doll is a guy named Boblax. Now, you may or may not know this guy. This guy has almost 300,000 subscribers. He basically reads tweets, and I don't mean that as a dig, like, oh, this guy only reads tweets, that's all he's good for. No, like, that's what he does. He basically reads tweets that are, you know, maybe it's a Twitter interaction between, like, two YouTubers beefing. He'll kind of, like, read the tweets and explain the situation. That's just what he does. Now, as is with a lot of people, I actually met Boblax earlier this year at VidCon. You know, we had a fun time. We got into some healthy mischief, and yeah, man, you know, just good memories all around. So Boblax had his own plush doll over on Makeship, and basically the thing with Makeship is they have to meet a certain order requirement for them to even make the product, if that makes sense. So I believe their business model is that they will make one plush doll, and then they'll put it up on their website for pre-order, and you have to meet a certain amount of pre-orders in order for them to actually make the product, or else they won't make any profit off of it. So basically, if they don't meet the total order requirements, I believe, and I could be wrong about this, I believe they just don't make it, or they don't, you know, sell it out, and all the people who pre-ordered get refunded, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. If somebody wants to fact check me on that, you can do it, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. But basically, Boblax's plushie was on track to not have enough funding to be shipped out and basically mass-produced, which would have sucked, right? Like, I think it basically reached like 60% of the total funding needed, and it basically like flatlined for a few days, like nobody was buying it, and it was looking like it wasn't going to go anywhere. Now, this all changed when Ethan Klein went live on his H3 podcast and showed Boblax's plushie on this website, and yeah, for some reason ordered a whole bunch of them and made it so that the project would have been produced.
He's selling a plushie doll, a neckbeard plushie doll, which is pretty brave to actually put this out there, don't you think? With the neckbeard and everything. And frankly, there's nothing more than I want to cuddle up with a little bubbly doll. Excited to announce today, in honor of our boy Boblax, who's the stalwart, most loyal fan, a defender, we are committing to buying right now. Sam is processing the order, 144 Boblax plushie dolls. Let's make this dream a reality.
I believe he was trolling Boblax. Like, I'm not really sure why he did that. But maybe he was like just trying to help him genuinely. I don't know. But either way, he spends like $1,000 or $2,000 of his own dollars to basically fund this plush doll for Boblax for whatever reason. But around 24 hours later, Ethan cancels the purchase. Like, he just cancels the $2,000. The project is now once again underfunded. Everybody is sad. Boblax is especially sad. But people were trying to give Ethan the benefit of the doubt, like, oh, maybe his credit card got declined, or maybe Makeshift had like an internal error because so much money was being spent on the site at once, or maybe, you know, Ethan Klein's bank marked the purchase as fraud because it was so expensive. Like, people were throwing out wild theories, right? Well, basically some time passed, and the money that was supposed to go to Boblax's plush doll never ended up going there, which, if I'm just being honest, is a pretty shitty thing for Ethan Klein to do. It's almost like he's teasing Boblax for not being able to fund his plushie entirely. But either way, like, that's so shady, you know? He drops $2,000 on stream to make it seem like he's a good guy, helping the little guy, you know, fund his plush doll, and then off camera, all the money disappears, and I don't think he said anything about it. And if he has said something about it, A, I haven't seen it, and B, it won't matter because the money that he showed that he would be giving to Boblax's campaign just never ended up there. So whatever excuse he has, it still doesn't matter because the result is the same. So yeah, pretty scummy move from Ethan Klein, but the story doesn't end there because there is actually a happy ending to this story. So long story short, Keemstar from Drama Alert and Ethan Klein have had like a history of beef. It's literally been running on for like 5 years. They've not liked each other for 5 years or something like that. And they call each other out and kind of like pick on each other whenever one of them slips up or something like that. Like when Keemstar was dating that 21-year-old girl, Ethan was like, whoa, dude, this guy's a P3-ophile. This is like EDP reincarnated. You know, he was like going with that narrative basically to, you know, make Keemstar seem like the bad guy because they just haven't liked each other for so long. But Keemstar basically saw this this as an opportunity to make himself seem like the good guy and make Ethan seem like even more of the bad guy. He basically offered a helping hand to Boblax. I'm assuming his mentality was like Ethan Klein screwed over this much smaller YouTuber, or not screwed him over, but, you know, kind of made things harder for him. You know what, I'm gonna come in with the right amount of money to fund this campaign and do what Ethan Klein said he would do but never ended up doing. And that's exactly what happened. Keemstar comes in, he drops like $1,600 on this Boblax plushie campaign. The campaign is 100% funded, and to this day I believe it's now 250% funded and sold out, which is a massive W for Boblax. I'm very happy that he's gonna be able to have his plush doll shipped out. Okay, so as I'm recording this, I just found out the reason why Ethan Klein made the refund to Makeship and basically screwed over Boblax. It was apparently because Boblax liked a joke tweet of some kind, which I think like offended Ethan Klein. And there's actually a clip of him on the air basically saying why he's gonna refund the plushie. I'll let that clip play.
Maybe, you know, it would be funny if we rip the design and then go hire like a private artist to make our own Bobley dolls so he doesn't get paid for it and none of his fans fucking get one, but we still have them. That's what the fuck we need to do. People are demanding a refund. Let's do it. Refund the plushies. The chat has spoken.
Okay, bro. Yeah, this is just the definition of taking it too far, right? So you're gonna refund the plushies, which is already a misstep in my opinion. Like, you already kind of make yourself look like the asshole. But then, instead of even trying to seem like the good guy, you're just like, oh, yeah, what if we, like, stole this guy's design and then make our own factory where we produce the design and sell our own Boblax plushies and we keep all the profit? Like, bro, what? That's so weird. Dude, like, bro was scheming. He's like, yeah, we're gonna go and make our own factory and basically take your face, make it into a plushie, and we're gonna make the money from it. We're gonna rip you off, Boblax. Like, dude, what? That's so sinister for no reason. Like, you already crushed the guy's dreams of having his plush doll made by, like, baiting him into thinking that you're gonna fund it, but then you decide to do the definition of too much and then, like, scheme on him, basically saying, yeah, dude, I'm going to rob you, essentially is what he's saying. I'm gonna rob you and your designs, which is funny that he says that because I'm pretty sure there was accusations that his clothing brand, Teddy Fresh, was stealing designs, like, last year or in 2020. So I don't think that it's out of the realm of believability that he would actually do something like steal the plushie design. Like, benefit of the doubt doesn't really exist in a scenario where you literally leave no room for it to exist, you know? Like, he's saying what he's gonna do. So yeah, listen, here's the deal, okay? I've never liked Ethan Klein, as I've always found him to be, like, super duper boring and annoying. Like, what do I get out of an H3H3 podcast episode other than, like, an hour of my time wasted? I know there's been some other controversies that he's been involved in, but that's just kind of how I know him, as just like this annoying guy. He was also very likely involved in Leafy getting banned, but that's another story. But listen, like, now I have a legitimate reason to, like, not like his character, because content versus character is different. I could dislike Ethan's content and not think he's a bad person, but now I just think, like, okay, he kind of just sucks as a person. On top of all of that, he used to be in good shape, and this is what he looks like now, so, you know. So, I don't know, man, I guess he just kind of gave up and started throwing the match, and by the match, I mean, like, eating good. But whatever, man. Comment down broccoli if you made it to the end of the video, and I'll try to heart your comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Follow my social medias. Links are all down below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.